Hello and what is going on today, guys? Tomcat here and welcome back to Forza Horizon 4, where we are going to be taking a look at the 2018 Deberti designed Chevy Silverado Drift Truck. Now, I have never driven this thing before. It literally just unlocked. And when I say it just unlocked, like it just unlocked. That's why there's no designs for it or anything like that. But we're going to take a full look at this thing. And as you can see, it is absolutely badass. There's 3 fans on that massive radiator in the back. You can see that it's really just a tube chassis, to be honest. Like, it's a tube chassis with a Silverado body over it. I mean, it's kind of a, well, it's kind of a mixture between like a normal frame and a tube chassis, but regardless, this thing is going to be a riot to drive, I can already tell you. It's got over 1,000 horsepower, and the only thing that slightly bugs me is that they didn't let this truck unlock until it hit winter in-game. So, as of the day you're seeing this video, I got up super early because I wanted to drive this while it was still autumn before all the snow came down. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do that for you guys, and that was originally my plan because I thought it would have been really, really cool to do. But unfortunately, they made it so that you had to drive this thing in the winter, which is what it is. But let's go ahead and get this thing out on the road and see how it drives. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch the upgrades or anything like that. We're going to do that later. Don't worry. We're going to do that later. But for right now, we're going to take this thing out and see what it actually is capable of. So I'm just going to ease it off right here. Just be real. Whoa. Wow. Okay. Should we go ahead and ease into it and see what happens? I say we do. Let's go. It definitely sounds interesting. Not sure how I feel about the sound, but wow, does it slide easy. It's definitely, yep, I went to go check and see. I went to shift up to see if it was any more than a 4-speed. But no, it is a 4-speed. And to be honest, you don't really need much more than that. It's very capable. At least it feels very capable so far. Woo-hoo-hoo. Once you're up to speed, you don't really need to come out of 4th, honestly. You really don't need to come out of 4th gear, once it's up to speed anyway. Now, whoa. 1st gear is useless. 3rd gear, I mean, I would recommend for anything like, you know, anything under 50 miles an hour, 3rd gear is going to be the place to be. And then once you get over 70, 4th gear is going to be your spot. So, whoa, come on. Ah, that was crap. That was horrible. Come on. Well, it's definitely a beast to drive. What do y'all say we go to an actual drift zone and see what this thing is capable of there? And we'll go to one that, hey, there's the ice drags. But let's go to a drift zone that we all know and love. Well, we all know it. I don't know if we all love it. I love it. It's one of my personal favorites, but I know we all have our favorite drift areas in the game, and this may or may not be one of them for you. But it is for me, and so that's why we're taking this thing here to test it out. Now, I personally think that it's cool that they added this thing at all. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's cool that they've added this thing at all because you've never really seen that big of a focus on trucks, especially like weird oddball trucks like this thing. This thing is definitely, I would consider this oddball in terms of a race car. You know what I mean? Like, it may not be a street car, but I think in terms of race cars, it's super oddball in like one of the coolest ways possible. Because I love when people take trucks and use them for the purpose of what you would normally use a car for. There was like a Chevy C10 that someone built a while back that was like a grip car. It was like a circuit type build. It had a big wing and a splitter, and it had all these different aero pieces, but it was built out of a Chevy C10, and I think that that's, you know, when people take stuff like that and use a truck for the purpose of what you would normally use a car for, you're taking a platform that was not intended for this purpose, and you're still gonna make it do something you're still going to make it do something cool that it was never actually built to do. And I love when people do that. super smooth and balanced. Fourth was maybe a little bit optimistic there. If we're going to set a good score on this zone, it's going to be going downhill, trust me. Trust me on that. I love, love, love the steering angle, though. Like, this thing is very, very easy to catch. Super easy to catch. I want to try it one more time going back the other way before we go to a different drift zone, because I don't want to spend the entire video on one drift zone. But we also have to go back to the... garage and do some upgrades to this truck, because I want to see what you can actually do, like what all the game allows you to modify. Woo! Oh god, the vibration on my controller just died. That's sketchy. Come on. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Come on!
At your destination.
Not bad. 112. Not terrible. All right, so let's go ahead and take it back to the garage and see what we can do in terms of actual upgrades. And I know that the festival is like right next to us, but I'd rather not go to the festival. I'd rather go to my personal house. That's just like, well, one of my personal houses. That's just what I would rather do in the game. And I've always been like that. Ever since I got houses, I would always rather just go to the houses than go to the festival, just because I think that the houses are a little bit cooler than the festival itself, because everybody goes to the festival. Like, the festival's always there. It's just there. And whereas the houses they kind of feel a little bit more personal to you. So let's go to the upgrades and tuning and see what custom upgrades this thing actually gives you. Wow. Okay, so we can do a race supercharger, which bumps us from 1,005 horsepower and 912 foot-pounds of torque to 1,376 horsepower and 1,248 foot-pounds of torque, which is an insane gain for that. That's absolutely huge. Race brakes are absolutely coming, as well as race weight reduction. And let's see. So we can do a full wheel and tire package if we want to, which we've got 295s on the front right now. And what do we have in the rear? A 295. So we have a square setup, which is really cool. So we'll go to the 315 and a 315. I think that works. I'll just keep it a square stance. And I'm going to leave the wheels as they are. Aero stuff, we can do a front aero package, but I'm not going to. I assume that the rear ducktail thing is adjustable, so we may or may not be able to mess with that. We can make it all-wheel drive if we wanted to, but I personally don't want to. I think this thing is good as it is. I think it's got a really cool, like, it's got such a cool dynamic with it being rear-wheel drive that I don't want to take it away from that. I don't want to get it away from that into some weird all-wheel drive hybrid wannabe Ken Block thing. I think it works perfectly well as is. Now, looking at the tuning, I don't really want to mess with it too much because it's a very specific setup as it is right now. So I'm going to apply the setup as it is. Well, actually, no. You know what? The only thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the decel at 73%. And, well, no. I'm just going to take everything to 100. Accel and decel up to 100. So it's basically now always locked together. It's basically a spool now, which is not very practical. But this thing was never meant to be practical in the first place. It's a little different now. Fourth has become the equivalent of what third used to be. Good God. It might need some new gearing now, because what's its top speed? Well, maybe it doesn't need new gearing. Like 181 miles an hour-ish. And that's going to be a crash. But no, 180 miles an hour-ish, which is plenty. That's 100% fine for what we're using it for. So let's see what we can do on this drift zone down here. Now this drift zone goes, okay, I see where it goes. So we'll spawn in right here, because this drift zone is actually really enjoyable. This is a fun drift zone, and you can hit some big angles coming into it and coming out of it, depending on which way you attack it. So this one, I think we're facing the right direction, which we are. God, it's just a wheel spin monster. Throw it in. The speeds you can carry are just huge. Huge. Oh, God. All right. That's like... Those plows still scare me. Even though they're not, like... I know they're not, you know... You can't hit them when you're doing this, but they still terrify me. Come on, 160, 160. There we go. There's 160. I know we can do better than that. I know we can do better than that, but I think there's partially like a learning curve and like a practice curve thing, and I think like for this thing's first time out, that's not bad. For this thing's first time out, that's not bad at all. But let's go ahead and run it the other way, and also try not to let it sit and spin because I want it to actually gain some speed before we initiate. Oh, that was crap. That was absolute crap, dude. I feel like if we set a big score, it's going to be coming the other way, not going this way, because I personally way prefer, like, much prefer coming the other way. Whoa, don't spin it. Yeah, that is not going to be even a halfway decent score. That's crap. That is absolute crap. Oh, boy. I want to hit this zone one more time. One more time. Ooh, good. And part of me wants to make it all-wheel drive just for science. I'm way better at drifting rear-wheel drive than I am drifting all-wheel drive. We saw that with the Unicorn. But like I said, you know, just for science purposes, I want to make it all-wheel drive and see what happens. There's 50. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There's 80. Holy crap. Come on, 90. Ah, I lost so much speed that my score is, like, dwindling now. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. 150, 162. It's better. Like, it was better than last time, but I know for a fact that it can do better. You know what I mean? Like, this truck can do better than that, but I'll tell you what, like, in terms of fun, this thing is off the charts. It's wild. It's absolutely insane. I'm hitting it one more time, just to see. Let's start it a really weird way. Oh, not bad. That was super flowy. But does it translate to a score? Come on, will it translate to a score? Maybe a score, but not a great one. Wow, okay, it was better than all the other ones out of 170. So it's getting closer to my record, which I believe is with the Unicorn. But yeah, no, this thing is really fun to drive, and I think that for what it is, it's actually one of the better like rear-wheel drive drift vehicles like out of the box that you don't have to build that I've driven so far. And I think that it feels that way because obviously it has like no weight in the back, you know what I mean? It has no weight in the back, so you can spin the wheels up with basically minimal effort, which is fun, right? It's fun to do, but it's also enjoyable because you can just do whatever you want practically, and not... Whoa! I don't know where the train is, but I heard it. Oh, there it is. I heard it coming. I was like, I am not going to wait here for that train. But it's a really fun rig, and you have to try it out. You absolutely have to try it out. I've had a blast driving it, and I think you guys will too, and I think the truck guys especially are really going to enjoy this thing. So, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you click that like button. Tell me in the comment section below what y'all thought of it, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to slam that subscribe button, just like I've just now slammed through that fence, and I'll see y'all next time. Talk to y'all later.